Alrighty, brothers and sisters, I got some very exciting news today. As we see now, the S&P 500 pumped up today, up in the green and closing in on its all-time high. And you all know how significant this is because the last time we seen this after the COVID crash, like today, the tariff crash, once this stock market broke above its all-time high and started trending higher, it created a bull market like we see down below here with Ethereum. As soon as the stock market started to break higher, we got a major rally by altcoins. And now today we're seeing the same thing playing out. Now you remember they've seen a pullback with the war and everything that happened, but today it's pumping and showing strength, which is telling us that there is nothing to fear here and that we are possibly and most likely seeing the same playbook that we seen in 2021 happen right after the COVID crash. They started simulating the market and pushing the markets, more liquidity flowing into the markets, and that's what we're seeing here today. And with a possible rate cut coming this year as well, still two more rate cuts this year. Now this is very bullish. The stock market is front running this news and front running this possible incoming huge liquidity into the market, and the big whales are positioning into it. In fact, now the ETFs continue to gobble up the supply while they shake people with the war and everything. We've seen one of the biggest days in crypto inflows or Bitcoin ETFs inflows from BlackRock alone, 400 million yesterday. Now totaling around 586 million total inflows. The day before, 350 million, and these inflows are getting bigger and bigger. Even on Ethereum, we're seeing BlackRock close to $100 million yesterday, and the day before 25 million. Now you see, guys, how crazy this is. As the market is fearful, retail is extremely fearful, fear and greed is at fear with the war and everything, but the big boys are buying. So I know this cycle has been very hard to navigate. That's happened to me as well here. I find myself thinking, is this cycle gonna be like 2021? It's been too long. It might be it might be the end. But when we look at it this way, and especially recently with this tariff crash and V-shaped recovery, it's starting to look more and more that it is 2021 and 2020-2021 cycle, but it's just been dragged out for too long because of the rate cuts that's inevitably gonna happen. So that's what keeps me excited, what keeps me going, what keeps me holding, what keeps me waiting for the actual big season. And it's easier now today, especially with the ETFs. Now we have this, we can see what they are actually doing. Before we couldn't see that, but now we can see with the ETFs, the inflows that are coming. Are they buying? Because today, you know, if we just rely on our retail and our emotions and our feelings, you'll see that most of the crypto natives or the retail are not very bullish. They're very fearful, and overall the sentiment in the space is down. You will see also a lot of YouTubers complaining that their views are going down and not much people are interested into the space, which is understandable because this being a time capitulation and not a price capitulation. And also because it took too long, people are giving up. And also altcoins did not pump, the major ones like ETH, like XRP, even though XRP pumped, but most of the big altcoins did not pump, giving people any type of hope, like Dogecoin, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Shiba Inu, Litecoin, HBAR, Monero, even though now it's pumping. But most of these old altcoins did not pump to give any type of hope to retailers. They just seeing now the market is boring and they're just leaving and they're not really believing anything. So these are the best times to be buying, in fact, and to be positioned in the cycle and to be positioned in this market. That's what I truly think, because if I look at what's happening now with ETFs, what's happening with the stock market closing in on its all-time high. Now, usually when we have a recession, the stock market takes longer to recover. Now, this is the stock market bear market. Now it takes way longer, like Bitcoin, it takes much longer for it to recover. And usually when it's a V-shaped recovery, this indicates that there is some sort of a bailout happening, some sort of the government stepping in and whatnot to save up the markets, or the markets are front running or pricing in possible rate cuts and possible major stimulation coming. So usually when we have a V-shaped recovery in the S&P, this usually leads to higher prices and especially to an old season. And that's why I'm still very bullish today. Even Bitcoin at 107 7,000, holding strong above 100k, could not even stay long below 100k, and we know why, because of these major inflows. A lot of the BlackRock buying below 100k. Their campaign was successful, got people to sell their coins and buy them back below $100,000 per Bitcoin. Now we can all see how this cycle is much more different than 2021. A lot of things are not gonna play out like exactly like 2021. In this cycle, we just see a massive strength from Bitcoin, and altcoins are not following like in 2021, and the reason is because Bitcoin is mainly now pushed by the ETFs buy-in, and not only retail. Now retail at some point is gonna capitulate, and mainly because of the rate cuts as well, altcoins are gonna follow. So this is what we are really waiting for to happen. I do think Bitcoin as well is about to rally and make a new all-time high soon, causing more FOMO. But the main FOMO here is with Ethereum, as it has ETFs already, and we're seeing now the ETF inflows on Ethereum spiking up. Now you see here we have these green bars. Whenever we have these large inflows on Ethereum, this usually drives the price higher, and we're seeing these major spikes happen right now. Now why I'm talking about this is because when Ethereum pumps, altcoins pump. Now the next thing in line after Bitcoin is ETH with these ETFs, and when ETH pumps, it drives altcoins, and especially altcoins on the ETH ecosystem up with it. That's why I'm very bullish on meme coins on Ethereum, because those are the highest risk, highest reward plays and altcoins on Ethereum. While the institutions are buying Ethereum ETFs and Bitcoin ETFs, retail will be left with only coins on Ethereum, and also mostly meme coins as well. We might see FOMO and speculation happen as well with other layer ones that can see an ETF like Solana, and like possibly Dogecoin seeing an ETF like Cardano, like Litecoin, maybe a Chainlink ETF. But those layer ones might see as well their time to shine with the ETFs, possible ETFs coming. But as we've seen with Bitcoin and Ethereum, we did not see a lot of demand for Ethereum when just came out, when the ETFs just came out. We did not see much demand for it until later on. So now we're starting to see that demand coming, and most would say it's because of the rate cuts as well. So not much risk is being taken in the market, but as soon as this changes, the main inflows are going to go into Ethereum. Then we'll see other ETFs happen and driving other ecosystems up with it. Now the thing is to keep in mind, because of this exact thing we're looking at here, the market might get extended, and this is what we're seeing. Now we've seen it already happen, right? So this cycle has been harder to navigate, mainly because people continue to base their time frame on 2021, and it's been now the main frustration that we're having is because it's taking too long. Everybody just want to retire. Everybody just want to make those millions and retire as soon as possible. But it seems like the market might not give us an easy out here, and we might be extended. Now overall, the worst is behind us. That's what I say, right? We already had the tariff crash, the V-shaped recovery. That's the best thing we can see right now. The worst is behind us. Altcoins are still in the bear market prices, so those are still good to buy, but the worst is behind us, and from here onwards it's just good times. It's gonna take longer. The old season is gonna drag us longer. It will slowly start to happen and take longer like in 2021, but the worst is behind us, and that's what I'm looking at here. Today the market opened green and pushed back higher, and that's what we want to see like in 2021. This is clearly what happened here. We had a bit of a ranging here, a bit of a crash as well, and then we continued on our way. So this is pretty much playing exactly the same, as it is playing the same as well with the dollar, because as well when the dollar started crashing, it caused the bull market. So if we look at Ethereum as well, when the dollar crashed in 2021, it caused it to rally, and now it has just started its crash. So all these happened much later than in 2021, and those are the main reason why, and those are the main reasons why the cycle feels extended. This cycle feels longer than usual, but in fact it is playing out the same way. It's just that the time frame is different. So alt season still will happen. A big alt season, maybe bigger than 2021. Things are gonna get crazier than in 2021. It's just that the time frame has been pushed a bit ahead, and we're seeing now the impact of this happen already with the stock market starting its rally. So it is starting, and all we gotta do here is wait. It is pretty exciting to see this, and that's what keeps me comfortable here, holding my bags, waiting for the actual alt season. Anyways, guys, hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.